Hey everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Today we're going to be looking at something pretty interesting. I think it's going to be a piece of French poetry that grapples with this contradiction, which is this kind of clash between beautiful, lofty words and the often harsh realities of life.
Yeah, that's definitely a universal theme, right?
Yeah, and this poem
Really highlights
this push and pull.
Yeah.
It's structured in this really interesting way that kind of draws you in right from the start with these repeated phrases.
Toujours que de beaux mots. Always such beautiful words. And then it's got another one, toujours plein de belles phrases. Always full of beautiful phrases. But then, bam! It just hits you with these contrasting images.
Really?
Like, vis exprima mon nom.
Which means life expresses itself in mono.
In mono, huh?
Versus richismo, rich words.
It's kind of like a reality check.
So it's kind of like setting us up for this beautiful banquet of words.
Yeah.
And then yanking the tablecloth right out from under us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you kind of read through it, you really start to notice this stark contrast between the beaux mots and richismos, and then these Teric's descriptions of life as mono and clodo, which translates to tramp or bum. Yeah. And you might be wondering, like, what's the deal with mono?
Yeah. I mean, I would think, so that's an interesting word to use. Mono. Is it just this minimalist lifestyle thing, or is there something deeper going on? Yeah,
I think that's where it gets really interesting. Mono in this context, I think, seems to be pointing to this rejection of the echoes of empty words. It's about stripping things back to the raw, unfiltered experience.
Remember the poem also talks about vis exprima, life expresses itself. So mono might be suggesting a more direct, visceral form of expression.
Something beyond just the fancy phrases.
So it's like...
Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk.
Exactly. Yeah. And it makes you think about how we often use language to...
You know, kind of like sugarcoat reality or create a distance between ourselves and our experiences.
Right.
The poem is almost like this call to authenticity, to align our words with our actions.
So speaking of actions...
The speaker in the poem chooses to run. Shout, ride a bike, sit on the pavement.
All these very like grounded, simple activities.
And that really reinforces the whole idea of mono, doesn't it? These are actions that connect you directly with your senses.
With the world around you, there's no pretense. There's no embellishment. It's just pure, unmediated experience.
And then the poem
ends with this line. Comprenne qui pourra. Which means... whoever can understand will understand.
It almost feels like a challenge to me.
It is a challenge in a way.
It's the poet saying, I'm not going to spell it out for you.
Right.
And yet the meaning is here woven into the language.
Yeah.
And the imagery, it's up to you to grapple with it.
Right.
Draw your own conclusions.
So what does this all mean for us, the listener?
What are we supposed to take away from this deep dive?
I think this poem asks us to look at our own relationship with language. Do our words ring true?
Or are we getting caught up in these beautiful phrases that don't reflect our lived experiences?
Right.
It's a challenge to embrace mono.
Yeah.
To find that authenticity in our own lives.
And maybe, just maybe,
if we can do that,
we'll be among those who truly understand